Hello, all my little indigos. I am going to start something new that came to me after a really amazing event I went to this weekend. So I'm going to start something called Revelation Conversations. So these are just going to be thought-provoking conversations that I'm going to bring up based on my recent experience I had that has really helped me to have more conscious awareness, more expansive thoughts, and to really, to use her term, radically accept responsibility for the truths that I'm telling myself, and taking ownership for that. So I went to this retreat this weekend called Sacred Shifts by Kayla Birch, and she also has a book that I'm going to talk about called Beyond Illusions, and it says Awakening the Peace Within, Kayla Birch. You can find her online. She has another retreat coming up, one that's for mothers and teen daughters, and then there's another one coming up in September, and she also does personal coaching. So I found her just very randomly. I am in the Oklahoma City area, and there is a Facebook page called, I want to say it's the Conscious Collective Oklahoma City. Anyway, she had posted on there that she had 2 openings for a retreat that was coming up this last weekend. And I have just had a very I've been doing a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work, a lot of like personal understanding of myself. And I was just ready to dive in deeper to that. And she allowed a forum to do that. And it was really amazing. There were 13 women there. And this, just so you know, her events are not women driven. It just happened that way. There were men on the list, but for reasons they were unable to attend. So please know that she does cater to all genders. And it was just some really profound work about triggers, and she really outlined the trigger response method. And I'm gonna be honest, I have a lot of awareness about some of the concepts that she mentioned, and I know, like, I intellectually know them, but the thing that changed for me was that I actually finally identified them within myself and believed them and took ownership for my responsibility about where I was in my journey today. And so I'm going to start talking about that because Indigo Soul Revelations, my company, is really all about like having personal revelations about yourself internally, and about really coming to terms with who we are independently, but also as a collective, and how we can shift and create a more cohesive, collaborative world, and really reduce judgment and shame and blame and fear as much as possible, in essence, is my goal. So I'm starting this book. It's 180 days to your true self. And the first concept that she talks about is about duality. And it really talks about what does it mean to see beyond duality. So duality is like good and bad, evil versus light, acceptance versus rejection, pleasure and pain, like things like that. So the duality of things, light and dark, and how can we see beyond duality and understand that one cannot exist without the other, and they both serve a purpose, and that they are all just experiences that we have that help to develop us as human beings, right? And she asked you to like look beyond your name, look beyond your role, your success, your failures, and instead embrace interconnectivity of those two things. And she says, embracing a non-dual perspective does not mean negating or bypassing the experience of life, right? There's no spiritual bypassing here. We're accepting things as is, right? Like in the here and now, how they are. These are things that just are. We as humans put these labels on them as this is good and this is bad. And to be honest, all of these things just are. And that she challenges us to think in a more expansive way and to relate to these things and understand that we need these things are required on this journey to help us have these experiences for our own personal growth, right? So, and she says, by recognizing the inherent oneness in everything, right? There is light and dark, but that is all one whole thing. And so are we. We are light, we are dark, we are good, we are bad. We are all of these things, and accepting those things and removing the blame and shame of those things and taking ownership of our life and how we want to move forward and perceive things going forward. And this she's not saying that if you do something that is potentially unhealthy for you, that should just be bypassed. No, it's acknowledging what that thing is, and are you going to continue to own that story and do those actions, or are you going to change your story and change your actions to be in a more fulfilling place for yourself, and to really release limitations, in essence. So she says, by recognizing the inherent oneness in everything, we free ourselves from the limitations of rigid labels and judgments. We open ourselves to deeper peace, greater compassion, and an unshakable inner joy. And it says, irrespective of external circumstances, right? So, and so you're being challenged, I'm being challenged to look at these things and notice if it shifts the way I relate or perceive things, right? And I really love that concept of reducing and releasing duality of things. Things are, in essence, just experiences and things, and understanding that both must coexist, right? So also I was thinking about the second, I've already moved on to like the second part, which is day 2, which talks about seeing beyond separateness, which I really love. And she talks about, like, with this non-duality, also recognizing that you are not separate from anyone else. You are not necessarily special. We make ourselves special. Oh, I'm so much better than this, or my vibration is so much higher, or, you know, I'm more advanced than you, or whatever the thing might be. Grasping the concept that we are all one, like unity consciousness, and that we all come from the same place, and we are all interconnected, and that this is our human experience that we are having, but recognizing that we are all one, and that we all need one another. Some of the things that she mentions is that, think about the foods you eat. The vegetables and fruits you consume grow from the earth, nurtured by sunlight, rain, and the care of many hands before they reach your plate. Like, I did not go out and cultivate those fruits and vegetables. Because we are interconnected with one another, those are available to me because someone else did the work, as well as so did the earth, so did the rain, so did the seed, all of those things, and we are all interconnected based on that. And that recognizing this interconnectedness is not just an intellectual exercise. It is a heart-opening realization that can transform the way you experience everyday events. When you see that every act, no matter how mundane, ties you into this grand, intricate tapestry of existence, gratitude becomes a constant companion, and every moment becomes an opportunity for reverence. So I really resonated with that about, like, we are all one. There's no room to pass judgment upon other people, because as you do that, you're actually judging yourself. And something that came out of this and I was just meditating on was to isolate and pass judgment is to deny our interconnectedness in our own existence, right? Like we're siloing ourselves off and denying our own interconnectedness and our own existence. And once we realize that it really is expansive to think, I am you and you are me, and you are not inherently better or worse than I am. You just are. And that we are interconnected, whether we like that or agree or not. It just is. And really coming to terms with that within ourselves, that as we pass judgment on others or live in a fear mentality, that says a lot more about us and how we feel about ourselves than it does about that person. And as we push those people away and create separation, we are in essence hurting ourselves as well and creating separateness instead of understanding, expansive awareness, and connectedness. So those are my revelations for the day. I hope that they really resonate with you. If they do, please like, share, comment, subscribe. And if you're interested in connecting, all that info is in my bio. So thank you so much, and I wish everyone a blessed day. Namaste.